Hello friends, how are we all doing? Welcome to this video today. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to be doing an unhaul, which I'm excited for, but also slightly nervous about, so we're just going to have a little casual chat about it. I've got a lot of books, I know this, and I keep getting more books, and I'm excited to read them all, I really am. But my book collection has been growing since I was a child, and whilst I try and do regular unhauls, the collection just keeps expanding and expanding. But I think over the years my taste has changed and will continue to change, and that means that the books I own aren't necessarily still the books I want to read. So that's the purpose of this video, to clear out some of the books that I don't think I'm going to get to, or that maybe I have got to in recent weeks or months and didn't really enjoy, so I can unhaul them. I have not filmed an unhaul for a while. I think the last one I did was when I was doing my reset video, which was a couple of months ago, so we've been going for a while without doing one. I need this to be brutal, okay? That's the goal. You need to keep me on track, guys. I need this to be brutal because I am not gonna stop the rate at which I'm buying books. I just don't think I can, okay? I think book buying bans for me, unrealistic. It's not gonna happen, and I'm okay with that. I love buying books. It makes me happy. It gives me my serotonin. I live alone. I need this, okay? But I just need to make the space for the books, which is what we're doing today. I don't even know where to start today. I'm looking at these shelves because they're right next to me. I'm like, I don't know what we're removing, but I've got to be brutal about it. So that's the plan for this video. I hope you enjoy it. I love filming these because I tend to do them in vlog style. If you've not been to one of my unhauls videos before, I tend to film them in like a vlog style where we walk around my shelves and unhaul, because that is how I figure out what I'm going to unhaul. I haven't picked yet what I'm going to unhaul. There's a couple I think I know I want to get rid of, but other than that, I don't know. In terms of what I'm doing with the books that I am unhauling today, I think some of them will go to charity shops, some of them will go to friends or family that I think would be interested, and I think some of them I might put on Vinted, which I haven't done before for an unhaul video. So I'll leave a link down below if I have decided to put them on Vinted, and you can find some of them there, maybe. I don't really know what my plan is yet, but I'll give that a go, possibly. Anyway, I'm procrastinating doing this because I don't even know where to start. Let's just do it. We are going to work our way through the rooms. So we're going to start in my bedroom. These shelves are pretty new. I put these together in my reset video, so these are fairly up to date with books that I want displayed. However, saying that, there is at least one here I'm going to remove. I did not like this. So this is book number 1 of the unhaul. I'm never going to reread this. I don't feel the need to have it on my shelves, and I didn't really enjoy it. So this one is gone. I'm really excited to read this one because I read another book by Anita Kelly and I absolutely loved it. This is kind of like a little bookshelf tour as well, I suppose, but I don't think any of the other ones here. I don't know how much I'm going to enjoy The American Roommate Experiment, but I feel like that could be a fun video at some point, reading that. I don't think any of the other ones here are at risk of going. I think we're safe. And then we've got my Alice Osman shelf, which is obviously safe. We have a classic shelf, and then we've got my sleeves from Paper and Word, and then we've got kind of like clever mystery-esque type of books, a bit of a mix. To be honest, I don't know if I need my paperback of Ninth House, actually. If I'm being finicky about it, I think this can go as well. We're 2 books in already, check me out. Okay, these are the shelves in my office. I'm pretty sure I can be a little bit more brutal in here. Maybe? I don't know, let's give it a go. Okay, definitely The Creeper. I read this recently and just did not like it. It disappointed me. I thought it was going to be creepy, but it kind of gave away the creepy element too soon, which I think let it down for me. So definitely that. Also, Board Gay Werewolf. I read this. I didn't dislike it as such, and there is a sequel for this, but I don't think I'm necessarily going to continue on with the series. It didn't grab me enough. It was a fun time, but I don't think I need to keep a copy of that one. I think the rest of these are all safe because we've got Grady Hendrix and then some on my TBR still, and Stephen King, so I think they're safe. These ones, I'm not sure about Vita Nostra. I don't know about that. I might have a look at that in a bit if I feel like I haven't been brutal enough, but the rest of these I think I'm pretty happy with. And the same with these. I think this is one of my favourite shelves. These are definitely safe. But down here, I might be able to pull a couple off. Okay, The Whistling I read last year and again didn't love it. I am just constantly searching for a book that is really going to scare me, and this didn't do it. So I think that this one can go in the unhaul pile. I'm not sure about Something Wicked This Way Comes, because I did read this and again didn't love it, but it was an interesting read. But I'm not 100% sure yet on that one either. Okay, I definitely can remove Wranglestone. This was one I read recently for a reading books about zombies vlog, or Walking Dead. Oh no, a Walking Dead inspired vlog. I also want this one as well, so it's convenient. And it was fine. It was okay, but I don't think I'm ever going to reread it, and I don't feel the need to keep it, which is the theme for anything I want to get rid of in this vlog. And then My Heart is a Chainsaw, unfortunately, just lost me a little bit. I really thought I would enjoy it. It's kind of a homage to the slasher genre, and it was definitely very interesting, but I just didn't quite get on with it. So those two going on the unhaul pile. I'm just going to sort this mess out. I think everything else here can stay for now. Possibly, I mean, In the Miso Soup. Again, I read this one for a video as well and didn't love it, but I'm going to keep that for now. If I need to be more brutal, then I will, but for now that can stay. Some of my thrillers are here, which I think are all good to stay, because a lot of these ones are still on my TBR, and if they're not on my TBR, I really enjoyed them, so I don't want to get rid of them anyway. So I think those are good. And then down here, we've got YA thrillers, and then some random other ones as well. I think a lot of these can probably stay as, oh, do you know what? I just don't know. I don't read nearly as much YA anymore as I used to, but I don't really feel like I'm at a point where I want to get rid of the YA thrillers yet, because if I'm ever going to read YA, it will probably be a thriller. And like these ones, for example, Karen Emmett Manus, I think writes some really fun thrillers, and Holly Jackson, I love this series, although I didn't love the direction that the last one took as much, but I feel like I want to keep these for now. But if I get to the end of this video and I've not unhauled as many as I was hoping, then I might come back to this section. I feel like I'm saying that a lot, but oh well. Do you know what? I forget about these shelves because they're so low down, but this is like my witch shelf, I guess. Kind of, yeah, that's what this is. So I don't really come here as often because it's like just lower and I forget about it, which is silly. Maybe I could, oh, I don't know, could I take like one off of it? I don't know, possibly. Hang on, I might take this one off. I can't. Why am I saying I'm going to do brutal on haul and I'm not being brutal? No, let's be brutal. Right, I've got this one, Waking the Witch, and then I'm also going to grab The Nature of Witches. I keep holding on to this just because I think it's pretty, but I have read this, I didn't really enjoy it, and I don't feel the need to keep it. So we got this little stack so far from in here, but let's go to the ones behind my desk. Okay, we've got all of these shelves in here, so let's start lower and then work our way up. I think these ones are pretty safe down at the bottom because these are all my big non-fiction, so we'll start at this shelf. Okay, I think we're going to start with The Universe of Wishes. This does look really good, but I just don't really read as many short stories. I do occasionally, but I just don't know if this one is one I'm ever going to pick up. I know I don't need this. I know I don't. I didn't ever finish this. I didn't DNF it as such, I just never finished it. I've not got the rest of the series in hardback. If I ever want to read it, I know I could read it in paperback or on Kindle. I don't feel like I need to keep hold of the hardback, and I feel like someone else would appreciate this more than me, so maybe this. Okay, up to this shelf. I don't know if I need to keep hold of Ninth House. I don't know. We're going to put a question mark over that, a maybe, possibly. I'm not sure, can't decide. Then here we've got all my non-fiction that's kind of a mix of feminist fiction and then a couple of other bits thrown in there as well. This is pretty much safe, like this is all good, we're fine. This shelf is a mix of, I think, book box hardbacks. I'm pretty happy with all of these, to be honest, and I really like how this shelf looks, especially with my little bookshop in there as well, so I think these ones are safe. And up here is my ARCs, so again they're also safe, and then we've got my Sarah J Maas paperbacks, which I think are also safe for now. I do have these in hardbacks, so I don't know if I need them in paperback. I mean, I don't need them in paperback, but I don't know if I'm there yet. I don't know if I can detach from those yet, because those were the OG times I was reading them, and I like the memory that's attached to that. Couple more hardbacks here that I think I'm still good with, maybe? I don't know if I'm ever going to read Echoes and Empires. I really enjoyed Morgan Rhodes' other series, but I don't know if I'm going to read that one or not. I might have a look at that in a sec. And then this is kind of a history non-fiction section here. It gets a little bit tricky because there's plants in front, so hang on, I'm going to move things around a bit. Right, I know I said this was going to be brutal on haul, but I don't know if I'm going to get rid of any of these ones. I thought I might because I can never see them because they're hidden by my book trolley, but I don't know. Let's see how we get on in my lounge and then we may come back. Okay, this is what we're at so far. I did grab these two, I think, off my book trolley as well. So it's okay. It's okay. I feel like I can do better. How many actually is this? Hang on. 14. Okay, I'd like to double that at least. Let's try and get to 30. I think that would be the goal. Okay, these shelves are the tough shelves because these shelves are like, I'm not going to say favourite. I don't have favourite shelves, but you know, they're the ones in my lounge. They're my centrepiece. They're my pride and joy. So these are going to be a little more tricky. A little more tricky. So let's start at the top. Pretty comfortable with this shelf, not gonna lie. I think this shelf up here is safe, and obviously this shelf is safe. Let's have a look here. this one. This one could possibly go. I read this, it was good, but like all the other ones I've said this to, I don't think I'm going to reread it, and I don't feel the need to keep the physical copy, so maybe this can go. These ones, sorry, we become like a bit of a jungle around here. These ones I think are good to stay, and similarly with these ones, but I think maybe here I could get rid of some, maybe. So I'd like to be able to fit these back on the shelves if I could. There's not really much organisation for this specific shelf, but I think Call Me By Your Name I don't feel like I need to keep. Okay, book one from these shelves. I'm saying that like there's going to be more than one from this specific set of shelves, but Call Me By Your Name. I read this a couple of months ago and it was fine. It's gone. Right, I don't know if any of the others here are gonna go or not. I think they might temporarily be safe. I keep saying that, but we'll come back, we'll reassess. Okay, then we have got this bottom shelf here, which again I'm looking at. I'm not really sure if there's anything specifically that I do want to get rid of here. I think that these are quite safe as well. Obviously these ones are safe. Actually, I'm saying obviously. If I'm being really picky, I don't need the paperbacks of these because I have these beautiful hardbacks. So maybe these? I don't know if they're signed. I'm going to check that. Okay, the first one is signed. I think I need to work out if this series is finished or not. I don't know if there's going to be more because I want to know if there is more that I can definitely get it in these editions. In that case, I'm fine with getting rid of the paperbacks, but I don't want to do that if I can't definitely get these editions. So, question mark over that one, but I'm going to temporarily bring them to put them on the pile. Obviously these shelves are safe. These are good. These are good. These are staying. Anything down here? Oh, this can definitely go. Which I'm a bit sad about actually, because this is kind of, for me, this is the memory of going to Paris at the start of this year. However, I did not like this very much. I started liking it and then it lost me a bit. So my question is, do I want to keep this for the memory or get rid of it? And I think we'll put it in the maybe pile. And then I think, do you know what? Maybe the Twyford Code. I need 2 hands for this. Hang on. Okay, you can actually see where I got up to in this book because my bookmark's still in it. I don't think I'm ever going to pick this one up again. Unfortunately, I didn't like it very much. I really enjoyed the appeal, but this one just didn't click. So we're going to remove the bookmark and put the book in the pile. Also, I think Patricia Wants to Cuddle can go. I did not love this one very much. I read it recently. Didn't get on with it. Okay, we're delving behind the plants to the shelves that I do not visit as much as I should because they're behind plants. But anyway, what do we have here? These 2 books I have so much love for. The Family Tree and Beauty by Sherry S. Tepper. They are fantastic. So good. They don't get any hype because they're incredibly old. I don't think they're in print anymore. But oh my god, they're so good. They're so good. Okay. I think we've got some arcs over there. I think that's what those are. We've got my Hunger Games books, which I feel like sentimentality, I have to keep hold of them. And then we've got some over here that, again, sentimentality is making me keep hold of a couple of these, like the Jenny Han series. And then here we've got a fair amount of arcs again, I think. Hang on, let's get in here. Yeah, we've got a couple of arcs and then a couple here that are not, but I don't really feel like I want to get rid of any of these ones. I do actually have this in hardback and I know that I'm keeping hold of this because it's a floppy book, which is such a silly reason to keep hold of it. But look, it's so floppy. Let's put that on the maybe pile. Let's do it. This is like my little mythology shelf section, which I think is fairly safe because I just really like how these shelves look. Sorry, we really are, look, we're in the middle of a jungle with this. Okay, I've got up. Right, more hardbacks here that I think are fairly safe, question mark. Oh, these 2. I think I'm going to give these to my sister. Neil Gaiman section, which is all safe because I really enjoy Neil Gaiman's writing. And then a little bit of a middle grade section here. So maybe I could give some of these to Ava. I don't know. I'll see if she is interested, but I'll keep them on my shelves for now. And then up here, every time I do this, I look at the series and wonder if it's time. But I still don't think it is. I think some of them, it's the memories. That's why I hold on to them for so long. And I think that is probably one of those books. Same with Miss Peregrine's series. The memories that holds on for me is why I'm keeping it. So I think that we'll leave those ones for now. We'll see if we can get to 30 without them. Okay, now we've got the final shelf, but we're going to go back round and have a look at everything. So this is kind of draft 1, if you will. Right, of this shelf, I feel like I'm quite happy. This shelf, I think I can remove this one. Every time I look at this, I'm like, oh, it sounds really good, but I just don't read as much YA anymore. And I don't think I'm going to get to it. So that one can go. Maybe this one can go as well. Really pretty, but I don't think I'm ever going to get to it. These shelves are quite newly done, so I don't think I'm going to be pulling anything off of these. And then again, similar, these ones are newly done. And so are these. There's not really much of an order to this. It's kind of a travel-y section, but also miscellaneous. So I think that those are fairly safe as well. So actually, that's all the shelves done for draft one. We got these two. I'm not being brutal enough. I know that. I also already had these pulled aside from a couple of weeks ago that I'm going to be unhauling. So we've got two different editions of The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. These are the Forbidden Planet and Waterstones editions. And then also Steel Crow Saga by Paul Kruger. Okay, that is 27 books. If I put in these three, that is 30 books. However, I'm just dubious. I don't know if this series is done. I've googled it. It doesn't say anything specific, but if there's going to be a fourth book, I don't want to regret getting rid of those. Why does my finger look really long? There we go. So if I can find another 3 books, I am going to switch those back out. I mean, I should be able to find another 3 books because that was just like my first kind of go around the shelves. So now we go back, and now this is where I'm going to pull more off, okay? It's going to happen. I really need to actually pull the books off the shelves. I love the idea of doing unhauls, and I love doing unhauls, and I love the feeling of doing the unhaul, but actually committing to knowing that that's the book that's going to come off my shelf and I'm going to get rid of that book. I bought the books for a reason. The books are here because I wanted them for a reason. And it's okay that that isn't a reason for me anymore, like that reason has changed. That's fine. Obviously, I'm only getting rid of books that I want to get rid of, but it's always sad to be like, oh, that stage of my reading life is no longer where I'm at, or, oh, that book was attached to that memory, but that's okay. I don't need to hold on to that anymore. So we need to, I need to get on and actually pull more off my shelves. I need to get better at taking these books off my shelves. It's going to happen. I want more space, and I don't want them to feel like they're really crammed. I've already seen one that I think can go. Because I read so many books, and not every book is going to be a 5-star read, and not every book is going to be one that I need to keep hold of. And it was just, you know, having the memory of reading it was great. But someone else can enjoy it. And that is what I like about unhauls, that your books get to get a second lease of life, or a third or a fourth lease of life maybe. Prada, I did read this. Again, never going to reread it. Don't feel the need to own it. It's going on the unhaul. I'm really unsure about this. I did buy this very recently. I think I went through a period where I was reading romance to see what I thought of the genre, because it's not a genre I read very much of. I didn't get to this one, but I feel like this was bought because of that time. And I don't know if I'm ever going to read this. I really don't know. This is going to come on the maybe pile. I did it! Look, it's all my books. There's 41 books that I've unhauled, so over 40. I was trying to get to 30. I got to 40. I got to 41. I have put back here the City of Ghosts trilogy because I wasn't quite sure on that one, and I don't want to get rid of something just for the sake of unhauling something. So let's go through the 41. There is no order to this, but we have got The Creeper by A.M. Shine, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab, and then the same thing again, but in a different edition. Steel Crow Saga by Paul Kruger, Curtis Sittenfeld's romantic comedy, The Twyford Code by Janice Hallett, Don't Breathe a Word by somebody Taylor, Wicked Like a Wildfire by somebody Popovic. Okay, it's Jordan Taylor and Lana Popovic. And then we have got A Universe of Witches by Danielle Clayton, Echoes and Empires by Morgan Rhodes, and Nevernight by Jay Kristoff, The Man Who Didn't Call by Rosie Walsh, Furious Things by Jenny Downham, The Paris Bookseller by Kerry Maher, Call Me By Your Name by Andre Asserman, Patricia Wants to Cuddle by Samantha Allen, and Jessica Townsend, The Trials of Morgan Crow, Book 1 and 2, Teresa Driscoll's Tell Me Lies, Cackle by Rachel Harrison, Ninth House by Lee Bardugo, You and Me on Vacation by Emily Henry, Wicked Fox by Kat Cho, We Hunt the Flame by Hafsah Faisal, Maggie Stiefvater's Call Down the Hawk, Kirsty A. Skomsvold's The Faster I Walk, The Smaller I Am, which this one is one I read for a video recently, and it was incredibly sticky, and I put a fake cover on it because of how sticky it was. So yeah, this I don't need to own this anymore now I've read it. It's kind of gross. I don't really know what to do with this one, to be honest, but I'm not gonna put that on anyone in a charity shop because
It's gross. The Gilded Ones by Namina Fauna, The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood, The American Roommate Experiment by Eleanor Armas, Waking the Witch by Rachel Burge, My Heart's a Chainsaw by Stephen Graham Jones, Wranglestone by Darren Charlton, The Whistling by Rebecca Netley, Freaks by Amanda Hocking, The Recovery of Rose Gold by Stephanie Rawble, The Nature of Witches by Rachel Griffin, Bald Gay Werewolf by Tony Santarella, Victoria Mass, The Mad Woman's Ball, The Book Eaters by Sunny Dean. This is actually, I've got 2 editions of this. This is the Waterstones edition. I'm keeping the Illumicrate edition. The Kingdom of Buck by Marie Lu, and Witch Sign by Den Patrick. I did it! 41 books! You'll have seen that take minutes. It did not take me minutes, but I feel satisfied. I feel like that was fulfilling. 41, I think that's decent. I don't know if we'd call it brutal, we probably wouldn't, but at the same time I'm not going to force myself to get rid of any books that I'm not quite sure about, because I'll do another unhaul and then I'll probably get rid of the ones I wasn't quite sure about this time but will be next time. As I said, if I do list any of these on Vinted, I will leave a link down to that below, but I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing there yet, but I'll have a look. I'm now staring at this pile because I'm procrastinating doing the next thing with it, but I've done the hard bit, putting them off my shelves. That is done. I'm going to sort them out. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I always love filming these kind of videos. I will see you in the next one.